So my last video was posted here on October 25th to today, January 7th. I figured I'd show you guys a couple of stores I've been working on since then. So you can see here's another one, refresh it for you real quick. And these have just been the biggest ones over the past couple of months, but there's some smaller ones. What's going on, guys? Tanner with another video. Hope you're all having an amazing and productive day so far. I want to talk a little bit about a story that happened probably about 2 to 3 months ago and how it's changed and developed to where I am now and what I'm doing into 2020. And some of this stuff may be relatable to you guys based on the situation I was in. I would say about 3 months ago, I was sitting in my apartment in North Carolina. I was honestly bored. I was working, but I didn't know what I was working towards, and I didn't really have the people around me that I needed to have around me. Maybe a couple of times people flew in for work stuff, and overall I had a good time. Moving into my first place is nice, giving yourself a piece of seclusion to work in, but at the same time, it could also be bad for you because you don't have people around you holding you accountable and pushing you more towards where you need to be other than, online and texting people, whatever it is. So what I decided, all right, I'm bored. I need to get further. How do I do this? I don't have the right people around me. I'm sure some of you guys are in this situation where, you're either at your house, your family doesn't support what you're doing, your friends don't support what you're doing, you don't really know what you're doing, and others aren't there helping you, so you have mixed feelings about what you're doing and how you're going to make the money or building a business, whatever it is. So for me, I was bored. I didn't know what to do. I have these multiple businesses. I live by myself right now, but what can I do to make myself feel more fulfilled, more happy? Because when you're progressing at least a little bit every single day and you can track that progress through your business, it's something that gives you a way better sense of fulfillment. And that's why people say that the cars or whatever else is just a byproduct of the work you're doing and the value you're providing, which I 100% believe. But at this point, I didn't know what I was doing. So what I decided to do, all right, I haven't really traveled much this year, it's 2019. What I decided to do, all right, I'm gonna go bounce around the country a little bit, fly around, meet some people, Scott Hilsey, Hayden Bowles, all these different people, meeting up with them and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So at first my travels started off on the East Coast, and eventually I made it out west, where you saw in that thumbnail, where I live now. I ended up visiting here in Arizona and Phoenix, and boom, now I live here. Now, why did I make that split decision? Because it was quick. I visited here for probably about 2 weeks, and I ended up flying back home to North Carolina. I closed out my apartment, paid whatever it was to, close off the lease, got rid of all my furniture, and had my car shipped here, and I flew here. That quick. Within a couple of days, I was moved already here to Arizona. I made the decision that quick. And the biggest thing that drove me to make that decision and that didn't make me think about it too much was because of the environment I was in and the results it was providing for me and the way it was making me feel. So those three things right there, here in Arizona where I'm living at right now, obviously it's a beautiful place. We live in a beautiful house, whatever, cars, it's there. But what helped me more than anything was seeing the potential of what more there is to do, being around these friends and business partners, what they're doing, the money they're making, all the people and wealth that is here in Arizona. It pushed me further than what I was doing in North Carolina. In North Carolina, I wasn't around people with money and businesses all the time. I was around like college students and stuff because that's what's in my apartment building, and I didn't really surround myself with those people. I just sort of kept in my bubble, stayed with my people online, and did my thing. But I needed that little snap, that snap of drive back in me. Like back in 2017, I visited Miami, Florida for the first time, which was my first time going to a big city. And just seeing, a Lambo right there, a Ferrari, whatever, that just pushed me. It's like, this stuff is real, it's not just on Instagram. And it's the same way with all the houses or whatever. It's, you see all this crazy stuff on Instagram people are posting, but when you actually see it in real life and see that it's possible for me to get into that, it shows, for me at least, it gives me some form of drive. And bigger than anything for me was, I just want to have something that I enjoy working on every single day that keeps me busy, keeps me fulfilled, and, gives me money so I can build my wealth, for the future and where I want to be and what I want to be able to do. And the split decision that I made to move over here was almost a no-brainer because the environment and positivity I was around, instantly within that 2-week period that I was here, I made more than what I had made in the previous 2 months just in that 2-week period because I was just focusing on providing value, hanging out with these people, having a great time, instead of, all right, how can I make this much money? I want to make 1,000, 100,000, a million, whatever it is. Instead, I was focused, all right, we're all in this environment, we're working here in the office, let's get stuff done, let's focus. When you really dive into your computer, or whatever you do, you're working, you're focused. I know you guys know what mode I'm talking about, just laser focused mode, and you just find a way. If there's a will, there's a way. So I wasn't really aiming towards, all right, I want to make this much money. I want to make more money in this 2-week period than I made in the past 2 months in North Carolina. It wasn't like that. I was here on vacation just visiting and ended up doing that because I was focused. I saw the potential. I saw what could be done here and what it does being around a positive environment, and seeing what you can do for yourself. So I've been here for almost 2 months now, and the reason there hasn't been videos is just because I'm focused this year on more becoming a ghost on the internet. I'm trying to disappear and just focus solely on our e-com businesses, because that's what's pretty much providing a majority of my income right now, and that's what I want to focus on. I want to disappear from the internet, focus on myself, making money, providing value, and setting up myself for wealth in the future, just so I can multiply and multiply. So far, Arizona's been treating me greatly, but it's just like everything else. Eventually, you get used to it, and it's not as exciting as it once was. And that's exactly how it's been here for me. At first, it's amazing, this new environment, these new people I'm around, this is great, new opportunities, but eventually, it's not as exciting as it once was, and you have to learn how to discipline yourself to make sure you keep that same pattern. And for me, it's just been looking at the times where I've been successful and done these crazy things, and how I can replicate that mindset and that action taking priority to get me the results and get me closer to the end goal that I have for the goals of 2020. So hopefully you guys are crushing 2020. Let me know in the comments what one of your biggest goals is for 2020. I'd love to hear what you guys have in store. For me, it's just clearing a lot with e-com profit. I'll announce that number a little bit later on once we get closer. As I showed in the beginning of the video here, those e-com sales, I've been focusing a lot on ads, e-com, and really just making sure I'm providing value and money for myself and my clients. So if any of you are in an environment where you feel stuck or you're bored, go out, do something, try and meet some new people, and surround yourself with a positive environment that'll force you to be more creative and more driven. So whether that's just leaving your house where you're working to go to a library, I do that all the time. Here at the house where we work, we have an office in the basement. I can work here in my room, but sometimes the best work comes out of going to a lounge or going to a library where it's quiet and just getting stuff done, putting yourself in a new environment where you feel a different form of pressure. So try it out, let me know how it works, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.